As week number 1 is a short week, we're going to tackle a mini project. I did promise one project a week, but one day is not really enough to get my teeth into some of the big ones we've got coming up. So we're going to start with the corner cupboard in the kitchen. Okay. Our corner cupboard is houses the pots and pans, casserole, dishes, baking dishes, pizza cooker, and large mixing appliances and things. Right, first job, I think, get it all out, sort it out, and give the shelves a wipe down. So here's what we have now. This is a lovely, clean and spacious corner cupboard. In there, plenty of space in there. It's probably the biggest cupboard in our kitchen. The contents of cupboard on the kitchen floor. Alright, so I have added a few things in there that probably should have been in that cupboard, and that's the electric frying pan and the slow cooker here at the front. Alright, but here's everything we've got. Clearly too much to fit in that cupboard, and if it was all in there we couldn't get it out when we needed it anyway. So I'm going to attack this from a few different angles. First of all, I'm going to take out the things that don't belong in this cupboard. Sadly there's only one of those, which is the thermos. It's going to be going down with the camping gear. But then we're going to go on to a decluttering and minimising mission. First up, saucepans. Those particular ones are non-stick ones, and the surfaces are actually damaged, so we're going to be getting some new ones. But the new set does not involve the big saucepan on the end, so we're going to keep the rest of them in for now with a view to replacing them, and we're going to outsort the big saucepan. Also the second frying pan. I've not actually ever had a use for 2 frying pans at the same time. So the non-stick frying pan is going to go as well. Alright, baking pans, or roasting pans. I've actually roasted maybe twice since we moved into this house 2 years ago. I've never actually used 2 roasting pans at the same time, so I'll keep the one that's got the rack in it, and the other one can go. Both of those large porcelain pans, or large and small porcelain pans, are going to stay. Those chopping boards were actually in this cupboard as old chopping boards to be used for crafting. I actually got a craft cutting mat, so I don't need those. They're going to go as well. A little miniature lamington pan and 2 springform cake pans. Not much of a cake baker. Really talented at making them awfully dry and unable to be eaten. So with that in mind, not going to cook more than 1 cake at a time. I think the only reason I have 2 springform pans is because they came in a set of 2. So I'm going to keep the smaller of the springform pans, and the other 2 pans there are going to go. Small mixing bowl with a rubber bottom on it's fantastic. Going to be keeping that. I make all sorts in that. We often cook on all 3 of those pans at once, the flat pans, so I'm going to keep those. Keep the muffin pan and the mini muffin pan for now, but the mini muffin pan, it's on notice. It may be going as well. Cooling rack, keep that one. Lid to a pot that we don't even have the rest of, it can go. Have a look at, we have here not 1, not 2, but 7. Count them, 7 silicon loaf pans. I think we actually max out at 4 in the oven at once, so we'll keep the 4 because I do a bit of bread baking, but the rest can go. Favourite cooking item in our whole house, the pizza cooker, definitely staying. With these 2, the electric frying pan was a gift and I've never actually used it, so it can go. Anything that I'm going to cook in a big volume like that I normally cook in a slow cooker, which can stay. Right, and moving on, last thing in this cupboard, we have an awesome Kenwood Chef mixer that I used to use all of the time. 2 bowls for it, all of the mixing attachments, a mincing attachment, a slicing attachment, and a blender. Now, since we moved into this house 2 years ago, I've not used it. So even though it's an old faithful favourite, there's not a space on the bench where it can go to get used. So it's going to have to go as well. Being ruthless here, people. And I think then all of the pieces that we actually need will be able to be organised in our cupboard. Let's see if they fit. Okay, so that all fits in there beautifully. Everything relatively easy to get. But this project is not about relatively easy, it's about domestic bliss. So stay tuned. I'm planning on some DIY Lazy Susan spinners in there to make everything really easy to get in and out and stay organised. Thanks for watching.